Well, yesterday was going to be our coolest day. For the next several days, we begin a heat wave today. Temperatures once again in the low to mid 80s, so we avoided any 90s. Not going to be the case for a while, although some spots may be in the upper 80s, especially in extreme northeastern Kansas. 88 Hiawatha. Otherwise, most spots in the 90s, could even be in the upper 90s in our far western and southern communities. Otherwise, low to mid 90s for most spots. Lots of sunshine, and we are going to be near record territory. Not so much today, though, because the record is at 104. But look at the next 3 days after today, especially tomorrow. I still think we'll be awfully close to time the record. Now, I will mention that I'm still kind of hesitant on getting us forecasting hotter temperatures, even though models have been a little bit shy of our observed temperatures. So it is still possible that I might still be a little bit too cool, really, on all of these days. We'll obviously have to continue to monitor to see how hot it actually gets today and how that will impact temperatures for the next several days. Clouds may have more of an impact, though, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, with at least a chance for some more clouds. So obviously, depending on how hot it gets today, that's still not going to be a good indicator of what it might be for Friday through Sunday. Although with more wind, that may counteract whatever clouds that we might have. It's not going to be like we're going to be cloudy. So that's going to be something to watch out for. Today, southerly winds increasing with wind gusts near 15 to 20 miles per hour, especially in north central Kansas. Remember, these are gusts, not sustained winds, so that means the sustained winds will be less. Otherwise, heading into the next couple of days, tomorrow, we will get those wind gusts getting close to 25 to 30 miles per hour for many spots, and I expect that to continue over the weekend as well, with these southerly winds, 20 to 30 miles per hour both Saturday and Sunday. Maybe a little bit less wind Sunday, but certainly the breezy conditions, the warm temperatures, the relatively lower humidity continuing, that is going to lead to an elevated fire danger concern. So just be aware of that over these next couple of days. We stay hot Monday with a high of 90, even with that second day of October. And then we start to get some changes coming for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, with the possibility of some rain. Maybe a little bit Tuesday, but especially Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. That's what we're going to be focusing on as far as the higher probability of rain. Looking at the rainfall totals through the upcoming week, through next Thursday, there's still going to be some areas that may not get a whole lot of heavy rain, but at least there is some rain that will be moving back into the area as we head into next week. And the GFS, a little bit more widespread rain, not quite as hit and miss as the European. So obviously we'll continue to fine tune it as we get closer, but it still looks like the wetter than normal conditions do look to hold for the extended outlook, the October 5th through the 11th. Probability of above normal temperatures, although there is a possibility, at least towards the end of the week, maybe in the weekend, during that time period, we may have temperatures below average. We'll monitor it, but we are monitoring some cooler air. Here's a look at what could potentially be with us on Friday of next week. Depending on how far south this cooler air gets will certainly depend on what ends up happening. So I'm not quite ready to, even if we have a 9-day forecast, I'm not going to get quite that cool. I may be more mid 70s just to continue to monitor it. I'm not going to go quite that cool yet because there is still that possibility where that cool air doesn't reach us. Yesterday, we were still holding on in the 80s the end of next week and in the weekend. But since yesterday morning's model runs, when they were updating and I was seeing it at midday in Kansas, that's when it began the cool down, where our highs were much, much, much cooler than the previous model runs. So will that trend continue? That'll be something to watch out for, but I'm at the very least thinking that we will be more seasonal. Will we get temperatures actually well below average for this time of year? It's possible. Not ready to go quite that far, but definitely between today through Monday, maybe a little bit into Tuesday, we'll have above average temperatures. And then depending on how far south that cooler air mass gets, how much rain impacts our area keeping us cool, that will depend on how cool it gets towards the end of the week. But there are signs of this heat wave ending by Monday. So that's what we're going to be looking forward to. Until then, make sure you're staying hydrated and staying safe in the heat. That will bring us possibly our last heat wave of the season. Probably, more than likely. I don't see it. I mean, we could still be in the 90s, maybe 1 or 2 days, but for 5 days like we're getting now, I think this is going to be the longest last heat wave of the season.